This is tutorial number 2. First, we will look at how we can set our local working environment for running a Hadoop job. So we need 3 things here. The first one is to download and install Java 8, and the second one is to download and install Eclipse or any other similar IDE, and the third point here would be to install Hadoop preferably version 3.3.1. So going back to the first point here, you can download Java from this website, and you are supposed to download the respective binary installers for your operating system. It can be Linux, Windows, or Mac. And you can just follow these instructions here for the installation, and also make sure that you set the Java environment or Java home environment variable correctly. And if you're using a Linux machine or a Mac operating system, I will show you how to set the Java home environment. For that, you can go to your terminal, and first you can already check if you have a Java home environment. Yeah, you can, if you have already set the Java home, you can see it here, the path to the location where you install Java. If not, you can go to the bash profile. You can type nano bash profile. Here you can set your Java home. It's shown here, export Java home, and the location where you install the Java. And after setting this, you can go to the path, export path, where you have to specify the binary location of your Java version in this way. And you can press Ctrl X to save and go back to the previous shell. And now you can type source bash profile, and if you hadn't made some changes in the bash profile, it will be reflected here. And the second, going back to the second point here, the download and install Eclipse, you can go to this particular URL and download the respective version of the binary installer, and these are the instructions you are supposed to follow. I'm not going into the details of this installation here, and I'm actually jumping to the third point. The most important point here is to download Hadoop 3.3.1 version. For that, you can go to this website, and you can choose one of these mirror sites. And you can go to Hadoop 3.3.1, and you will see a lot of files here, and you are interested in Hadoop binary, and for that you can look for this one, and you don't need to download this one, and you can go this and download the .tar. The other one is a source or something. You don't need to download the source, you can just download the binary, and it will take some time. I have already downloaded it anyway, so I'm untarring it. It might take some time, but I have already untarred it, so I may cancel untarring process. And you can, after untarring, you will see something like this, a directory which contains binaries, ect, include, lib, library, files, etc. Under bin, you will find the command executable file Hadoop. So going back to the tutorial sheet, we unpack the tar file, and now we need to set the Hadoop home and also the path variable. So again, doing nano bash profile. So nano is a text editor, or instead you can also use vi. So here you can type something called export Hadoop and the location where you downloaded and unpacked the tar file, the Hadoop tar file. And the next step is to update the path file, which I already done. So I'm going back and doing source. So after doing source, I can do echo and see if the path home is set or not. It's set actually. I can see the path location of Hadoop. So now let me check the different versions that we have for Java and Hadoop. Java version is 1.8, which means that is Java 8, and the current Hadoop version is Hadoop 3.3.1, which would go with what we have in our tutorial sheet. So you have the basic environment for running Hadoop now. So let's now move on to the second part for running the workflow example in Apache Hadoop. For that you need the Wikipedia 50 articles dataset from the model, and so I have already downloaded it. This is tar version, this is untar version, which contains 50 Wikipedia articles, and then you need the word count.java file. It contains a class called word count. It's already there on the model page, and I have already downloaded it, so you have it here. This is our word count class, and there is a main here where you will specify that the tokenizer mapper.class is the map class, and we are commenting the combiner here, and the reducer class is set as int sum reducer, right? And these are the input and the output format. Yeah. So if you go to the tokenizer mapper, you can see that it extends the mapper class, and it contains a function called map, and here is the place we emit out the word and the count. And moving on to the reducer class, here it extends the reducer class, and it also contains a new reduce function that we have implemented, which kind of combines everything from which is emitted by the map to get the final count of the words. So pretty straightforward. So the next step is we have to create a new Java project in Eclipse IDE or IDE of your choice, because you can see here that we are supposed to generate a jar files and later use that jar files to run the Hadoop job from the command line. So you can see that the Hadoop is the command that we use, and then you have to specify the jar file and which class you're supposed to run, and the input and the output locations. The input directory is nothing but the directory where you have these 50 Wikipedia articles, and the output directory should be always a new one. When you run this command for the second time, the output directory should be a new one, otherwise it will throw an exception. Go to Eclipse IDE and create a new Java project. So this is our IDE. So I have already created a project called word count. So I'm going to delete it and recreate one. I do word count. There are two versions here already. So I'm gonna so I'm deleting this already existing word count example. Okay. So I'm gonna go to File, New Java Project. So project name, word count. Yes. So then you're supposed to copy this word count.java to this particular location here, to the source. So for that, let me just so this is the location where I have the word count example. I'm just copying it. And go to home and Eclipse word count. Here we have a word count. So under source, you just copy the word count of Java, and then you can close it. So the next step here is that we need to add a few library files, Hadoop library files. So before that, let me just refresh this. Refresh. So we have something here under the default package. Yeah. So we were expecting these exceptions because we are supposed to add a few more libraries. So it has something to do with Hadoop, right? So here, right click, properties. So you're supposed to add these external jars. Let me check out the place where, yeah, so go to Java build path, and here you could add external jar files. So click on that. Then you are supposed to go to the location where you install the Hadoop. So we are supposed to get these jar files from. So go to Hadoop 3.3.1, share, Hadoop, and common. And if you look at here, you're supposed to add this Hadoop com.jar as an external jar file. So it's under home Hadoop. So go to this add, yeah. So again, we're supposed to add this jar file as well, Hadoop MapReduce client. So just click on it once again. Share Hadoop MapReduce client code, right? Let me recheck it. Client code, yeah. Play and okay. Yeah. So all these exceptions were gone. All these errors are gone. So now right click and then export. We are supposed to create a jar file. So click on the jar files and next to specify a location we are supposed to store the jar file. So jar yeah. So that step is over. Let me check if it has already created the jar file. Yes. So we have the jar file here, right? So let me now open the terminal and run this command, because we have everything. We have the corresponding word count jar, and we have the input directory in place, and you just need to specify an output directory name here in the command. So let me go to the terminal. Okay, so now I'm in this location here. Let me see. Okay, we have jar. So I'm going inside jar. So next type Hadoop, then jar, and then specify the jar file name, the count of jar, and then you're supposed to specify the class name, right? Which contains the map and reduce functions or reduce classes. So if you go back, you can see that the class name is word count itself. So let me go here and say that it's word count. And now the input directory. So the input directory is located one level up. So dot slash key articles, then out directory 1. This is our output directory, which would contain the results of the MapReduce job. And enter. So it started processing. So the MapReduce job is executing. That's what we could see here. If you closely look, you can see the status also, how many files are processed, etc. Yeah. So map and reduce tasks are finished, 100% percentage over. So then let's go to this location, right? And you can see your output directory here, and this is our status, it's success, and this is the part file which contains the results. Since we have only one reducer, there is only one part file. So we have already seen in the first presentation that the output from the reducer will be of this format. It will format this particular template for the file name. So ls yeah, let's look inside this part file. Yeah, so it contains all the words, numbers and everything. Let me just go down a bit. It simply means that it contains this particular set of characters or words one time, and this 11b appeared 4 times in all these documents, all these 50 documents that we have. These are the numbers that are appeared on these documents. So if we go down, you will see the real words that have appeared. You can also write your own functions or map functions to avoid all these numbers and just consider only the words, the real words, to appear in this result. Yeah, it's already in order. The results are already sorted. You can see that Ellison is a word which appeared 2 times. Australian appeared 1 time. Austria appeared 4 times. Okay. So yeah, that's how we'll run the MapReduce job. For example, the word count job. This is how we are supposed to run. We are supposed to first create a jar file using any of these IDs, or in command line also you can create these jar files without using any IDE. And once you have this jar file, you can just use this Hadoop command for executing the particular MapReduce job, or the particular executing this MapReduce job that you defined within this particular class.